Start in 3, 2, 1, go. The timer is not showing up for live split. Oh wait, no, wait.
It's on screen.
No, yeah, sorry, I'm a dummy. The stream is a little delayed. Okay,
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds of delay. You gotta get used to it, buddy.
I know.
Get in the game, buckaroo.
Thank you, Clocker. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate it. So, this is Bayonetta, as you can see.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It is?
It is. Surprisingly.
I guess so.
So, if you don't know Bayonetta, it's a beat 'em up. Basic old beat 'em up. With, you know, extra appendages, I guess, made of hair. This is a 3-minute tutorial section that just teaches you the basics of combat. So, not much will be happening for now, but once we get into the prologue, you'll start seeing a bit more speed tech.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we understand how to play the game before we speedrun it, so this is very important.
Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the category?
Sure. I guess me and Squirrel can...
Oh no, you are way better handled for this. I like barely got a chance to read any notes.
Alright, so no IFG is a certain category in Bayonetta. It's the no version. We're not allowed to use a certain item called the Magic Flute. What the Magic Flute is if you've ever played Devil May Cry and used Holy Water, it's basically the same thing. It's a nuke to all the enemies on screen. So once you use it, it just deals high damage. So this is an exploit in the game that allows you to use a seemingly infinite number of magic flutes. So if you can hotkey certain items to the D-pad, and when you hotkey the magic flute to the left D-pad and use it from the main menu, it does not deplete your amount of flutes, so you can use them an infinite number of times. As long as you have one, you're fine.
And for this category, we're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, we can use the flutes normally, but we cannot use the flutes that trigger the infinite flute glitch. So you will not see me hotkey the flutes to any of my hotkeys.
Okay,
yeah,
so basically it keeps you from trivializing a lot of the bosses in the game.
Yeah. I mean, we have much faster ways of dealing with the bosses without the flutes.
Yeah, you will see the flute come in handy at a few different points during the run, though.
Yep.
We're just not going to be using them infinitely.
Also, thanks, Ra. I know I set up the chat box widget, like a dummy. All right, so now the tutorial section's over. So now we get into the actual meat of the game. So for prologue, we're actually a bit handicapped with how we do certain things. As far as performing Wicked Weaves like we did in the tutorial level. We're given the handguns, which inhibit your ability to perform Wicked Weaves. So, the fastest thing to do against the enemies for now is to flick them up in the air and do a torture attack where we slam them on the ground. Enemy placement is super important here, as well as the lock-on button actually working properly.
Yeah, and a lot of the strategies for this game have to do with figuring out the best way to output a lot of damage as quickly as possible, and you'll also see a lot of really interesting platforming shenanigans, although that comes a bit later once we start unlocking more movement-based abilities.
Yeah. What Derek said is, like, fully true. You'll see, not a buttload, but you'll see a couple nice movement exploits that we exploit using certain techniques we'll buy at the shop, which we haven't been introduced to yet, and won't until midway through Chapter 1.
And that's part of the reason to collect these onion rings here, because we are hungry.
Yeah, so these onion rings, as Squirrel put it, are called halos. They are the main currency of the game.
Do they taste like onions?
Sadly, they do not. I'm pretty sure if you tried to bite into one, you would break all your teeth.
Alright, deal's off. I'm no longer commentating. I wanted onion rings.
Don't worry, I'll get you some onion rings after.
I'll consider staying.
Bit of a gamble, bit of an investment. So, when I said that enemy placement is a bit important, this is one of the chapters where it's super important because usually on average I would get around 135 on there. What you want to do when you flick enemies up in the air is just hit them into other enemies, but you also run the risk of just knocking them far away from any other enemy. Alright, so this is a little tutorial for how torture attacks work. As you can see the little counter right there, I have to perform 3 torture attacks, which I perform by going up to an enemy with 8 magic orbs charged up. Which allows me to perform it. Yeah, like I said, it's just basic tutorial level. Nothing too big. But now that the chapter's over, we get access to our main handguns of the game, Scarborough Fair. Hey, thank you,
Do we know how to fully play the game yet?
Huh?
Do we know how to fully play the game yet?
Now we do.
Yay!
Alright,
We're
so
smart.
coming up is a little minigame called Angel Attack. We're gonna skip all these text boxes, but basically it is a little way to earn extra items and money. We won't be performing it now, but we will at the end of Chapter 1. So, for now, you're about to see some wacky exploit. And it's just basic punch canceling, which is slightly faster than regular dodging.
I'm sorry, I love that animation. for
Oh, the
It's got that Symphony of the Night feel.
for just sort of hopping your way through the level.
Yeah. We're grooving. It's kind of doing our own thing. Ain't nobody gonna tell us how to walk. Mama never taught us how to walk. We had to learn how to walk ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what? This is good enough.
But I'm mom in this game. Oh.
I
Accidentally
know. Well, I mean, you're mommy, so that's one thing.
No. Like, I'm actually mom. But don't worry, you won't figure that out until way later.
Speedrun quotes out of context.
Yeah.
I can't wait to end up there. Alright, so, these are statues basically meant to help you trigger witch time to cross certain sections. Puzzle mechanics, my favorite.
I've got a fever, and the only cure is
Because the one thing I definitely wanted was puzzle mechanics in my beat-em-up game.
Oh, you too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so unfortunately we come up to our first shop, which means the punch cancel is officially outdated, so we need to replace it with something new, and luckily for us, gain access to the air dodge. Now, one thing to note about Bayonetta's movement is that she has a 5 dodge limit, so when you perform 4 dodges in a row and try to dodge a 5th time, Bayonetta will do this little flip in the air, which is cute and all, but it's also very slow. So to circumvent that, we basically press the shoot button with this button right here. Oh wait, I don't have my Xbox remote overlay. Usually I have a button overlay to show people like what I'm doing.
So the idea is that you're canceling the long animation one to reset your sort of chain of dodges.
Yeah, basically just to dodge the penalty.
Also, we have a question in chat. What is your PB for this category?
My
What's your
PB,
peanut butter?
my peanut butter is currently 154, something close to there.
154XX.
Yeah.
The year is 154XX. Melee hasn't even been made yet.
Alright, so here comes our first big mini-boss enemy, the Beloved.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, I know, he was so great. So,
Thanks, I hate it.
throughout the game, when we fight these mini-boss type enemies, we're gonna find a lot of these climax attacks. When you initiate them and when you do them, they actually extend the attack by a couple seconds, so it's faster to just not do them at all. It's faster to not climax.
The game says to push the button. Why are you not pushing the button?
Because it's slow.
But
SMH, trying to go fast in a speed run.
Yeah.
I know.
For shame.
Alright, so here's a preview to our first boss. That's Fortitudo. He sucks. We're gonna fight him later. So what I'm doing right now is a little exploit that was... Alright, well... I could do the thing, right? What I was attempting to do, I guess, is a little exploit with the bullet climax. When you're up close to an enemy and you bullet climax them, you do insane amounts of damage, and we'll be doing that a little bit for a pretty good chunk of early game.
Gotta do damage.
Alright.
Max.
So, you'll see me also, performing, like, some bullet climax against some enemies, mid-game too. Good thing we saved this axe. Alright, so, I was telling Stream about this earlier, but I really gotta mash this. An important thing in, early routing and early game is money management. So, when climax attacks like these show up, I have to do them to get as much money as possible. Because we'll be visiting our first shop at the we'll be visiting our next shop at the beginning of Chapter 3.
What are some of the things that you'll be buying at that point?
Some techniques and some lollipops.
And the lollipops are temporary buffs for Bayonetta that will help us to get through a few enemy fights easier.
That's right. So, there's the Yellow Moon Lollipop, which gives you temporary invincibility. There's the Green Herb Lollipop, which restores HP. There's the Bloody Rose Lollipop, which increases your attack power for 30 seconds. And there's the Purple Butterfly Lollipop, which restores some magic.
As you can see here, we're actually playing the Angel Attack game now, and the goal here is to get points so that we can trade them in for more items here.
Yeah.
Mainly flutes.
Yeah, we'll only be playing the Angel Attacks for flutes. Not enough for Platinum tickets. I like you, Fume. So yeah. Here we go. So, first actual boss fight. This is Jean. A bunch of you must be confused because we don't even know this person. But we did meet her back in Prologue. She can break a lot of runs. Because she can just dodge a seemingly infinite number of times. And I can also just pick up a purple butterfly.
You know, as you do.
Yep. Oh, come on. Alright, there we go. She can just dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge, and there's nothing you can do about it. The best thing to do on her is trips.
Sounds like Twitter talk to me.
Nope, it's Winter Talk. The biggest thing that makes a lot of enemies just like basically pushovers is tripping them. Enemies that can be tripped will be tripped.
Sounds pretty trippy.
Yeah, just a little.
Yes, I will in fact take all the boost that I get for making that really stupid pun.
Okay, you'll see me do the flick a bit more because it is a tiny bit faster than... Alright, well... Bayonetta, who are you locking onto? Alright, there we go. Alright, so now I'm gonna get rid of all the angels as quick as possible. Angel weapons are items you can pick up by doing torture attacks. You saw me do a little bit of that in chapter, well, the last chapter. Now yeah, this fight's gonna go a little poorly because I mistimed something. Alright, so there should be one more enemy just fooling around here. Oh no, he died. Okay, cool. Yeah, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. 114, it's not bad.
Take those.
Hmm?
Said we take those.
Yeah. Alright, so I gotta dodge the tram.
Then Bayonetta got hit by a tram.
Yep, I actually did get hit by a tram in practice today.
Bayonetta, look out, the tram's coming. Oh no, she can't hear you.
She has AirPods in.
AirPods in.
Alright, cool. And this is something I can't skip, so time for a water break. He's just
Remember,
gonna
stay hydrated.
I know. I gotta make sure so Stay Hydrated bot doesn't come from me and my wife.
He's coming for you whether you like it or not.
Ah! I got smacked! Alright, there we go. Wartar. Delicious. Okay, so, let me think. Do we have any interesting things coming up?
I mean, I'm just here to make like silly comments while I see things as they happen. So.
Oh, I guess that's something I can explain. So those record labels we've been picking up, they've actually been really important because they're the things that allow us to get more weapons.
Yeah, and there are going to be a few weapons coming up later in the game that are just going to break certain fights in half, especially some boss fights, due to some exploits and how they can work, especially when you combine them in different sets and swap between those sets.
Yeah, Derek is referring to the Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore glitch, which is something I really want each and every one of you to see, because it is one of the coolest glitches.
It is very, very cool.
Please explain elephant dog made of hair, thank you.
God.
Demon hair go burr.
Please explain elephant dog made of hair, thank you. Okay, so, elephant dog made of hair. So, lore-wise, Bayonetta is an Umbran witch, and basically she made a contract with a devil, or a demon, that gives her the ability to summon other demons with her hair.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Does she have a golden fiddle?
Yes, well, we have to go pick up some more golden fiddles.
That's awesome. I love me some golden fiddles.
Time to receive from.
Where does this game take place?
It takes place in Europe. in a small.
Okay, so the double went down to Europe then.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure. It was either that or Hialeah, Florida.
Alright, so I did actually miss a flute for enough points to get another flute, so I have to do angel attack and get a couple more. I'm only going to be aiming for about 2, I think.
So we normally would have skipped this minigame, but now we have to get another flute from it.
Yeah, because I donked up. Alright, that's fine. 2 flutes is good. I would usually only have 1. But I need that 1 for the next verse. The first verse in Chapter 3.
Okay. So, here's a more important question for you. Do you prefer your milk with or without pulp?
Gross.
I don't like this question.
I don't like this question either. Alright, so... need the stiletto and need the afterburner kick. So these 2
What's the chat
techniques...
say?
We are very ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we're very, very ahead of schedule.
The stiletto and the afterburner kick are going to actually enable a very cool skip in this next level.
Oh, Russ said iced milk.
Ice milk.
Oh, that's not as bad.
I mean, there's vodka milk.
Yeah, gross. Alright, so we got access to 2 new weapons and a couple other techniques, so... You won't see those techniques come into play until, basically the end, or... dang. 6. I have to keep count of how many enemies are still alive. 7. And 8. Alright. Makes the fight go a little bit quicker. So yeah, so Shiraba, the sword, and the Onyx Roses are the shotguns. You'll see me heavily use these weapons. They're basically endgame weapons. And I mean that, like, I'm not supposed to... Alright, what am I trying to say? These weapons are really, really powerful. And they will carry us to the end of the game. As you can see.
Yeah, you can see the health bar on some of these enemies just dropping like a rock.
Yep.
They do damage.
Apparently I've been naughty.
Yeah, but do you feel like a freaking celebrity?
Sure. A little bit. I mean, I am being live streamed to a marathon, so yeah, a little bit like a celebrity.
Yeah.
You're also surrounded by adoring fans like Rainbow Cockroach, and Furret.
Oh yeah, you know it.
I believe you mean Rainbow Cockroach, and Jeremy.
Okay.
I named these little buddies before the run started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
forget what we call them.
Yeah, so you're gonna hear that sound, that the stiletto makes a lot during this, until Chapter 6.
So buckle up, boys. We're in for the long haul.
It's important that I defeat these boys roughly around the same time, because if there's one of them by themselves, they will initiate a attack that stuns me, and I can't gain witch time off of. So it's important to kill them within roughly the same time.
Got a fever, and the only cure is more dead angels.
Can you explain which time?
Okay, so Witch Time is an ability exclusive to the clan of Umbran Witches. Basically, it slows it down. It slows time down for a brief period of time. You get Witch Time from anywhere from like 4 to 6 seconds, but there are also varied amounts of Witch Time you can get from certain attacks from certain angels.
Yeah, and specifically you get it from like dodging certain attacks in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some attacks can give you witch time and some cannot. And so that'll come into play with some fights later on.
Yeah, especially against some of the more difficult enemies like Gracious and Glorious.
Yeah, some of those are made difficult just by the fact that you cannot easily get witch time out of them.
Yeah, so Derek, would you like to explain Lava Skip that I'm about to do?
Yeah, we skip a lot. So you gotta line up a jump here, and then using some of those abilities that we unlocked like the stilettos and the AB kicks, the afterburner kicks, we can basically make our way to the other side here, and this ends up skipping a couple entire sections of the level. Nice, nice. Yeah, and we end up skipping a couple major sections of the level here, so it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, so that skip, normally you would have to go fetch an hourglass that supposedly fixes a broken bridge, and that is like a couple fights that we have to go through. So instead, we just jump over the whole cavern all the way to the end.
Yeah, it's a little risky, obviously, because if you miss, you fall. So,
Yeah.
Or if you don't get the right lineup, you fall.
And it's worse because if you do fall, it respawns you in a place where you have to exit a menu because you pick up a book. And you saw me pick up a book and how slow that can be back in Chapter 1. Yeah, we skipped the whole level because of faulty geometry. Yeah, so now we don't have to do these. You can just press the B button and just end the thing and exchange all your arcade bullets for halos. Which is, God bless geometry. Geometry. Alright, so here's the first boss. You already fought him like 3 times.
Yeah, so the bosses in this game can be very, very RNG dependent. Various things like what attacks they decide to use and when, and also whether they decide to use attacks that can give you witch time and stuff like that, so, yeah.
Yeah, the cardinal virtues are especially tedious to get witch time from because only certain attacks will give you witch time, while others will just, like, cause the slowdown but just not do anything.
This dragon looks like he's got to lay off donuts.
Yeah, he's a little chonker.
Yeah, you gotta go on a diet or something, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe do something for that thing that's on your chest.
Yeah, the face.
I wonder about that. I don't
Alright,
think
so
that's...
besides the final climax attack, I do have to hit all of these attacks. I do have to do all these little mini QTEs, otherwise it throws me right back to a certain section with the boss regenning a little bit of health.
So it's one of those games where, like, the boss does not die until you complete the QTE.
Yeah, but it incentivizes you a little bit because it does give you a lot of money, like, compared to the other angels we fought before. Oh no! I got hit!
Yeah, as you can see, some of these bosses can be pretty deadly. They hit hard.
Yeah, see, like, he just dug his face into the ground, and I didn't even get anything from that.
You gotta play the video
Also,
game.
I'm surprised he did not get stunned. Usually he gets stunned around this part, so... Alright, it's very important not to initiate that. If I touch that hourglass, it rebuilds the platform. And it's like a 10-second cutscene I cannot skip. Demons go nom nom. But don't worry, you'll get to meet a new one. This chapter, actually. So, the elephant in the room, I guess. The one you met before that nommed on all those beloveds was called Gomorrah. And the one you're about to meet is called Malphas. The bird.
Talk about that RKO out of nowhere.
There's something satisfying about just suplexing a dragon, though.
I mean, if Kirby can do it, I can imagine like a 7'1", like, petite European woman can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it still surprises me that Nintendo even allowed this game on their system, considering how family-friendly they tried to be for, like, the first 20 years of their existence.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, even outside of the, the somewhat sexual themes, this game can get intense with some of the imagery. Like, there is some grotesque stuff in this.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally just watched a dragon's head get ripped off. I think we get it.
Also, this guy has given me, like, the worst pattern ever. usually he head bashes into the platform, which is a Q that lets me just deal as much damage as I want to him while dodging those tail attacks from the ground. Alright, so here comes Malphus. And don't worry, kids, this stream is PG-13, so we don't get to see any of that. Which is a good thing, because this is being streamed to Twitch. Alright, so, like before, we won't be doing anything about that.
What a nice bird.
Yeah, he's cool. Apparently he's a bird that wanted to learn more knowledge, and when he did, he went crazy. I'm referencing, like a book in the game that's kind of out of the way.
Oh, so that's what happens when you spend too much time on Twitter.
No, it's in the files of the game. It's, like, tome of something. Alright, we don't have to do this, but at the end of this chapter, we do have to get more flutes for the upcoming chapters, and I have to get 3 again. Alright, so Lost Holy Grounds is, excuse me, where most runs go to die. At least for me. When I first started running this game. When I first ran, I ran on the Switch version, and my best time was a 2:15, which is just barely better than a certain runner's run at a GDQ event 6 years ago. So, ever since I made the swap to PC, I've discovered some new tricks that make the game run so much faster. And Chapter 5 is, like I said, it's where most runs go to die, but if you can get the trick right, you can look at a nice timed run.
Yeah, there's a very fun...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's a very fun skip coming up here later on in this chapter here. That skips an enemy that takes a very long time to kill normally.
Alright, so see, this guy's tail attacks and swipe attacks both just absolutely give me, like, pitiful amounts of witch time. But I'd say they went really good.
It seemed like a good fight to me.
Yeah, I was just scared that I would have either gotten nommed on, or I would have just, broke the claws really early. Like I said, you can pick up angel weapons by defeating certain enemies or performing a torture attack on some of them, and the angel weapons are absolutely broken. They deal so much damage so fast. Now we're gonna free fall really quickly, which actually gives me a little bit of time to hydrate again.
Somebody say hydration.
Yeah.
Drink your water and a bot will show up in your sleep.
He already shows up in my dreams.
Oh.
And not the good ones.
Alright, so...
Is this the bit with the skip here, or does that come up later?
No, that comes up a bit later.
Okay.
These enemies, you did not get to see their intro, because I skipped it. But these are Grace and Glory. Grace being the fire one, Glory being the electric one, I believe. It's weird how it works, because their upgraded variants, Gracious and Glorious, are swapped. So when you fight them later on, they're actually swapped from what they are in their base. So if Grace is the fire one and Glory is the electric one, Gracious would be the fire one and Glorious would be the electric one. Oh. No, you get back over here. God, that was bad. That was bad. I let them break out too early. Alright, so from this chapter and onward, I have to collect bits. I have to collect fragments of the LPs to form new weapons to cash in with Rodon. And Rodon is the shopkeeper. Alright, now these are a pain in the buns. These are called Ardors. They suck because they have armor. So they can easily shake off your sword attacks and your shotgun attacks because they're considered by the game weak weapons.
If those are called Ardors, this also implies the existence of R windows and R walls.
Nope, sadly only the doors.
I mean, to be fair, the Doors is a really good band, so...
I knew you were gonna go there.
I mean, you pretty much brought it straight up into my face and said not do it. So the logical conclusion is to do it.
Alright, so the skip is coming up shortly. Okay, let's not die, because I do need to conserve some HP. Oh, there we go. I picked up some HP from the Fallen Grace. Or the Fallen Glory.
Nice.
And, so the skip that's coming up is, it used to be incredibly difficult, but now there are some telltale signs that I can pick up on to tell if I got it or not. But first we gotta get through this, door. More puzzle mechanics!
You know, to get through the doors, you have to break on through to the other side. I'm proud of that one.
More doors references.
This is the inspired skip, right?
Yeah, so this is coming up, but now I just got the LP for our new toy. That'll go on our feet.
Yeah, so this enemy here, normally you have to go through this sequence here where it's sort of trying to break apart the pathway as you're going along it, and then at the top you have to fight it. Then at the top you have to fight it 3 separate times. But you can sort of put the game into a weird state by getting to the top before the game expects you to, and if you do that, then that means you only have to fight the enemy once.
No, I accidentally dodged him when the thing happened. So we sadly will not be getting the inspired skip.
Now there are other enemies like this later in the game, right? That have skips that aren't exactly the
See,
same.
If I go up to this guy, they want me to climax attack him, but it burns so much time.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
faster
this
to
also
just kill it
burns
3
so
times.
much time, but it's faster, but not by a lot. I think I had it, but I spent too long trying to kill him, which actually loads him properly. And sadly, the game checkpoints you at that fight, so I can't try it again once I get to the top.
Rip.
Yeah, we'll get some new opportunities later on in the run to show off some cool stuff very similar to that.
Yeah, so we got a new weapon, though, which is going to help us make easy work of the angels we've been fighting very recently. Oh, forgot to...
Oh, hey, Florida is in this game.
Yeah, here we are. No, it's not good to joke about that. After
I'm in
Isaiah's...
Florida. We joke about hurricanes like that. You kidding me?
Alright, here we go. So we got Jean 2! And what's the rule about Jean at all? Or what's the rule about her?
If John is so great, why isn't there a John 2?
No, the rule. What makes her fight easy?
But your rules.
Yeah, I was God damn it, I was about to say that literal exact same thing. Your rules.
Alright, so it's trips. Trips are the key. Alright, and now we gain access to a faster movement mechanic, and it's called Panther Within. Don't ask me why. We just turn into a panther. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate we did not get the inspired skip. I really wanted to show that off.
Don't worry, I'm currently holding in a ton of furry references right now.
Oh god. Okay, here we go. So now it's our... So I gotta get more flutes. Forgot about that. I was about to go straight to the shop.
Man, I hope we go back to Florida again sometime soon.
Oh, we will.
Yay! Gotta support my home.
Alright, there we go. I actually got enough for 4 flutes, which is actually going to help me out a lot in the long run.
Nailing the headshots.
Yeah, I use mouse to aim. When I first did my run, it was so varied because I used to aim with analog, and that was no bueno. So one day I decided, hey, why don't I actually use mouse? It might improve my aim.
So the
And-
game just allows you at any point to switch to using the mouse?
Yeah.
So,
Buy that for
what
good
you're telling
measure.
me is that you're a Counter-Strike legend.
I'm sorry, that joke flew right over my head.
Uh,
PC shooter game.
Oh.
We just picked up an ability called the Crow Within that's going to actually allow us to do a short skip in this level, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can see just how broken this weapon is. So when you use the Durga and you charge it up, if you use any tier 3 kick move, it forms a bomb that we're going to use to just nuke the entire field. And what do I mean by tier 3 kick move? If I do a punch, or if I do a kick, it'll form a tier 1 bomb. If I do 2 kicks and charge, then it's a tier 2 bomb. And if I do 3 kicks, it'll be a tier 3 bomb. Uh-oh.
And this is that skip, by the way, where we use the Crow.
Yep. So normally there's an invisible barrier here that stops us. Yeah, as you can see, it like glowed orange a little. But if we wall kick off this wall, which has very, very weird collision, as I noted from practice today, you can wall kick up through the barrier. Like, the barrier just disables itself.
A lot of the skips in this game have to do with using abilities at weird geometry in weird ways, and it sends you in weird directions.
Yep. You'll see that later on in Chapter 9. I don't know why it's not giving me the prompt, because let me try something else. Oh, I had it there. Yeah,
Ooh, just about.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm messing this up. I did practice this a lot, because doing these types of tricks is one of my weak points. But
Hey,
How
we are
dare
in
you?
that-
How dare you let things go wrong in
I
a
know.
marathon run?
I know.
Especially when you're so
Oh!
short for time. Hey, there you go. Oh, wait.
No. So sometimes the barrier just doesn't disable.
Mistakes in my marathon run? More likely than you think.
Free PC scan.
Bayonetta is hacking your computer.
Alright, seriously. I'm having really bad luck with this.
Come on, breathe. You're gonna get through this.
Maybe.
How much does
Do
this
this
end
for
up
an
skipping?
hour, we'd still be
This
ahead.
ended up skipping a fight that involves 2 inspireds that we don't have a skip for. So
Oh, fun.
there's no backup to this, unless doing a 3.5 minute fight is backup. Yeah, I'm having really, really bad luck with this one platform. No!
You got an hour to kill.
Hmm.
Oh, did you
Yeah, I
trigger
accidentally
the fight?
I accidentally triggered the fight. But believe it or not, it is faster to reset the chapter.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if it did checkpoint me, which I'm pretty sure it did, yeah, it did. All right, I'm gonna have to start from the chapter, from the beginning of the chapter, which is very, very unfortunate.
I mean, the beginning of the chapter is close by.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, not that bad.
we're not that far into it.
Yeah. So our doors will also shake off a lot of my attacks, which is why I really despise fighting them, as you saw with when I first started attacking him. Since the shotgun, like I said, is labeled as like a weak weapon, he can shake it off easy. And the sword, since it's also obtained early on, it's also something he can just easily shake off because of his armor. But once he has no armor left, or he's up in the air, then it makes things a lot easier.
Darn, I was really hoping you would get it first try.
I was also
After
hoping
all
I'd
that.
get it first try. I don't know why.
Well, you're hoping you get it every time.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. I'm aiming for the correct spot. I noted it, like, mentally. Like, okay, this is where you need to aim.
So, rules.
Alright, well, at least I have something to talk about with world record holder later on. About how miserably I did Chapter 6.
Right.
Who is the world record holder for this category?
Ace Krana. He currently has a time of 1:41:28, which is around 13 minutes ahead of my run.
Say the time one more time.
1:41:28, I think. Although I might
141.
need to be fact-checked on that. Seriously.
So, tell me, what's your opinion on stick bugs?
I think Ruck can give you that answer. Since he stick-bugged everybody in the marathon earlier.
Yeah.
I'm curious for the story about that, because I heard a little bit about that.
What?
Like, what exactly happened with that?
Happened with what?
The stick bug.
Stick
Oh,
bug.
I squished him.
What?
I squished him.
Oh.
No more stick bug.
Squishy.
Stick bug is dead.
Yep.
Okay.
Can we get some crab emojis in chat?
Yes. Crap.
I'm sorry, we're spending so much time on this.
Dude, you got plenty of time.
Plenty of
All
time.
the time, everyone. If you need me to fill in, I can start talking about random crap that
No,
happens
no, no.
around my.
No, it's fine. I
Because I'll
Please do
seriously,
not.
I seriously don't know
Plenty
why.
of bad users that I can rant about right now.
I seriously do not know why this is just like failing me. I'm aiming for the right spot on the wall. It's that little, like. There we go.
Yeah, well done.
Oh god, and only 5 minutes behind. But that's okay. As long as I'm providing a good show for everybody, then
I mean, your marathon estimate's like,
it's 10
20
minutes.
20 minutes? No, 10 minutes behind your PB, so even then, I mean, schedule-wise, you're
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. As long
We
as
have
I
to talk
get.
about stick bugs.
Yep.
I didn't even get to rant about one of my clients that cursed me out because they didn't understand how to use their printer.
Aw. Trainer.
You get used to it. It happens a lot.
Yeah. As you can see, the Durga just annihilates these guys. I'm gonna have a little bit of a tough time with them later on, with their enhanced counterparts, Gracious and Glorious.
Wait, so the original ones are Grace and Glory, and the enhanced ones are Gracious and Glorious?
Yeah.
Wow. The big upgrade from noun to adjective.
Mm-hmm. And next will be adjective to adverb. I have
Graciously and gloriously.
Yeah, so
Yeah, sure.
so now we're mommy.
With your
I
mommy.
hate it. I hate it when that happens.
Oh, don't you? Oh. How'd you get over here? Alright, so now we have a job, and it's to protect this little girl in that barrier. Yeah, you can't see her, but we're defending this little girl. Her name is Cereza. That won't be important for the story. Alright, so now we've got this weird, transparent beloved. But,
Back to Florida.
He's different from every other beloved because he has like his own unique model and name. So he is
It's also transparent.
Yeah, well, he's transparent because we're not in Purgatorio, which is where like I go to fight all the angels. It's like a realm between all the realms. So this guy is called a Grand Beloved. So he's the head honcho of all the other beloveds, I guess.
He's the granddad.
Yep. Alright, now we can say peace out to this little girl. She can deal with
Later.
that.
Bye!
Yep. Yep. Sparkling...
We out of here.
I swear to God, Ra, you said, like, sparkling water tastes like 3 different things. You said it tastes like TV static, and now it tastes like unsalted salt.
I mean, those are both accurate.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, so now here comes Grand Beloved time. And to save time, I'm going to pop one of these Invinso pops.
And again, that's one of the lollipops that give you temporary buffs.
Yeah, it makes me yellow and invincible.
But most importantly, yellow.
Yeah. One of my favorite colors. Right next to clear.
My mind is immediately going to that Sonic Adventure fandom.
Oh god. Yeah, clear. Clear's an important color too, don't forget it. Alright, so yeah, so in a weird way, this beloved was trying to get the little girl. 'Cause I guess he liked her, but yeah, we had to shut that down. This is why you heard the little like chime.
There are so many topical references I want to make here.
No.
I won't.
Alright, so it turns out this Bayonetta's an imposter!
Oh,
Now we gotta save the girl again.
again.
You gotta save her from Sam's Undertale.
No, this is not the Undertale run.
You sure?
Do-do-do-do.
I'm thinking about that skip from earlier, and maybe the reason why you couldn't get it is because of how you were dressed.
Maybe. Yeah, so that enemy we just fought, we skipped the very lewd opening to it. It's called a Joy, and let me tell you, it does not bring joy whatsoever.
That sounds like a personal preference thing to me.
Nope, they do not bring joy at all. They suck to fight. They're easy to get witch time off of, though, which is going to be very apparent at the end of this chapter. Which I'm going to, for marathon safety, grab an extra flute or 2.
Probably smart. You only end up, wasting a couple seconds here for more safety later on.
Yeah. Alright, 7 flutes should last me till the end of the run, so we can skip the rest of the angel attacks. Although we will be picking up one more flute in chapter 11, or no, 12. So now we get to fight big old tentacle boy.
Yeah, this fight sort of starts off with a bit of a DPS check. You have to output a lot of damage really quickly here.
Oh, cool, I stunned him. I mean, that's not what I was aiming for. So yeah, you saw me do a... it may not have looked like much, but I just actually did a glitch called the Rouxls glitch. And at chapter 14, that will evolve to the Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore glitch when we go pick it up from the shop.
I didn't realize the Onyx Roses happened this early in the run.
Yeah, so I was actually timing it a little before when I was doing practice, and it does actually save a tiny bit of time.
Oh, nice.
So now we're just ripping this guy's arms off.
And the idea with the Onyx Roses is that you can use 2 sets of weaponry in this game, and if you have a very fast weapon set on one set and then a more powerful weapon set on the second one, and you switch them out mid-combo, you'll end up getting the attack speed from the first set with the damage of the second set.
Yeah, so you'll see us abuse that a lot later in the run with with a weapon, which is basically a pair of bazookas.
So being able to rapid fire bazookas is a pretty fun aspect of this run.
Yeah. It gets even more fun when you use it in normal gameplay.
I mean, I've definitely played Borderlands before, so I know exactly how that feels.
You ever see a Borderlands speedrun? That is some rapid fire shenanigans right there.
Oh, yes, it is.
With a free scroll mouse.
Sad to say
binding shoot to the scroll wheel.
Multiple mice to the scroll wheel, actually.
Oh boy.
Sad to say that Borderlands was not showcased at Blitz, but I did see a Halo run earlier when the marathon first started.
It was a cool run too.
Alright,
I don't know a single thing about Halo speedruns.
Every version of Halo has its own unique cool thing about it.
Yeah, so as you can see, the glitch just absolutely shreds HP bars.
Oh, cool. Apparently that Halo run ended up being a PB for the runner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's all. Oh yeah, I forgot I read that in the Discord. Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Hard to PB on just any normal pace, let alone at a marathon.
Yeah.
You just pancaked that dude's face in.
Oh yeah, we did.
That is pretty funny.
And funnily enough, he's the only angel that actually has all of that underneath. Like when you beat up an angel, like, because I guess like the premise is that their skin is made of stone, so when you start to like chip it away, they start to reveal more fleshy bits. He's the only one that has like that whole getup, and we won't see that until a new angel emerges in Bayonetta 2. So Route 666. Oh boy, strap in for this.
This level has my favorite skip to watch in the game. It is very fun to watch.
Just gotta knock these guys off the correct way. Alright.
This skips the entire chapter, right?
He landed on the car.
Oh, you freaked it.
Yep. Gonna have to...
This trick coming up skips the entire chapter, right?
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Get off my car! Alright, so... time to put those flutes to use.
Gotta keep them off the car, because you don't want those guys damaging your paint job. You still have 3 payments on that thing.
Yep. And for some reason you can turn the camera during the verse end screen here. NBD. Alright, so now we're gonna put this huge lollipop to use, which gives us a whole minute of invincibility. Or I think a minute and 30. I always get confused at the length for some of the mega pots, because they all vary.
This looks like just another day on the Florida interstate, so...
Yeah. You could say that.
Yeah. I mean, you just look over on the side, and you got an alligator fighting a rattlesnake, and homeless guy battling both of them.
Dude, where's my car? It wouldn't happen to be this one, would it? Also, yeah, for some reason, Car Angel? Car Angel?
Wait, the car is an angel?
Yeah, there's an angel that is literally a car.
Oh,
and it's...
man.
Do you like my car?
And this is...
yeah.
Yeah, explain this, please.
Yeah, so coming up here, basically we're going to use a flute while we are on the motorcycle. That puts us in a weird animation where it allows us to actually turn around where you're not really supposed to. We end up going backwards quite a bit, and then we turn around again, sort of bouncing off the wall, and that allows us to pass the trigger. That's actually the trigger for the very end of the chapter. So we sort of just go back a little bit and then forward instead of, like, I guess, making a full loop.
Yeah. So usually that section takes around like 5 or 6 minutes to get through, and it's a huge homage to a certain Sega game from back in the day, but yeah, we don't want to do that. That's slow. So when you use the flute, it puts you in a unique animation to use it. So Bayonetta will do this like little pose, and then it'll use the flute. So the game doesn't have any animations for Bayonetta using the flute and being on the bike at the same time. So what ends up happening is that you're allowed to stand a little bit. You're allowed to stand to do the animation. What you do is you go into Panther mode to cancel the flute, and then turn around. Which, for some reason, the trigger for the end of the fight is right there. So yeah, welcome to heaven.
From a game design standpoint, it tends to make some sense because it's easier to make things go in loops than it is to just have a very, very long track. So.
Oh yeah, I can imagine how like strenuous this must have been for like the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So like, I if they took like a shortcut, like if there was a shortcut presented to me and that was the shortcut, I would have been like, yeah, go for that. Especially in like 2009's like the device limitations of the Xbox and the PS3.
Yeah, visually this game is beautiful, and it's surprising that it was on a console like the PS3.
Uh-oh.
So here we're trying to use A/B kicks to sort of, make our way up this terrain to get on top of the orb faster.
Here we go. Yeah, so there's an orb just like floating in the middle of the air, and we're basically trying to land on it because that's where the next fight is.
So this game came out before or after Super Mario Galaxy?
Oh no, I launched him, where'd he go? Yeah, give me that. I believe it came out like late 2009, I think. So, I think just before Mario Galaxy.
Wow, Bayonetta did it first. I can't believe Super Mario Galaxy ripped off Bayonetta.
Well, let me tell you about the circular gravity in the Ratchet and Clank games.
Oh yeah, that we did actually have
was that before or after Sonic Adventure 2?
That's a good question. I don't know when Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Oh yeah,
dang,
we're playing Indiana Jones here. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah. It was a little iffy there. Not gonna lie. That looked a little sus, but we're good. So, that big orb we just saw, that is going to be the end of chapter boss. Spoiler alert. His name is Golem. And uniquely enough, he's not affiliated with anything having to do with, like why these angels are currently attacking us.
Just sort of there.
Yeah, they're just sort of there. Like in the compendium for the game, it says that like these guys were just activated. They were made by them, but like they're just there.
Well, yeah, I mean the homie's just kind of chilling here, and you walk in and trash the place.
Yeah, speaking of which, he's just right there too. Oh, I got nommed.
I hate it when that happens.
Me too. As long as this guy doesn't go too far, yeah, we're fine. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Bruh is right. It was very nice of Ratchet and Clank 2 to pay an homage to Super Mario Galaxy before it even came out.
There we go. At least I got that. That's something I can be proud of.
Nice.
Alright, so meet the most annoying enemy in the game, and thankfully we only have to fight him once.
Why is this enemy annoying?
Oh, they can be trolls sometimes. That was on me. They can be trolls just because of the weaponry they use to fight you. They can hit you with energy balls from really far away. Good HP.
So you can sort of get cheap shotted.
Yeah, while you're fighting the first one, you can just get cheap shotted by the other one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see why that would be really, really annoying.
Alright, so something that's underutilized here because there's so many of them, you can just get hit out of nowhere. There's a little glitch you can do where by spinning the Durga, you can change the forms into fire and electricity, fire being slow but powerful, and electricity being fast but doesn't do as much damage. You can spin the stick to change the forms, and doing that while you're free-falling actually you build up momentum as you're falling. Generally, that's a little risky to do because you can just get hit, and that fall can take anywhere from like 20 seconds to 50, depending on your RNG, but that was alright.
I saw the spinning's fall, and all I could think of was Pikachu spinning.
I miss Pikachu.
It hasn't been the same ever since the war.
Yep. Also, that was actually really good. Usually on those small platforms, the golem likes to smush you, and usually you have to wait for him to stop smushing.
I love this enemy's visual design.
Yeah. He looks
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah, this whole transforming and having this
3,
like base form and all that's pretty cool.
You know what it sort of reminds me of? If you've ever played the game Control, one of the enemies, it's actually like an unkillable enemy. One of the few unkillable enemies in the game. It's just this sphere of destruction energy. Sort of reminds me of that.
No, Ra. No, that's not how that goes. God. You know what sucks? I haven't had a water break. But thankfully we got some breaks coming up. Yeah, I don't have to do that. Mainly, what I have to do with money now is just conserve as much of it as I can before Chapter 14, because that's going to be my big spending spree for the rest of the game. Once I go to the shop in 14, that's it. I don't go to the shop again.
What are you going to be buying there?
As many lollipops as I can. The small ones usually limit you to 3 that you can buy from the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna buy every one of the lollipops, and I'm also gonna actually be buying an accessory, which is new to the route. It's gonna help us later on, so I'll let y'all know what it does when we come to it. Gotta get the lineup just right here. Usually this section has you breaking more of those stone pillars we saw back at the end of Chapter 9. And doing them normally like that is a pain. They usually use a flute, but I don't want to waste 2 flutes. Buy me a pretzel? Yeah, sure. I'll buy you a pretzel. I'm pretty sure Rodan makes them.
Alright, you better get my onion rings while you're out too.
Oh yeah. I should get
forgot
those.
about those.
Should get those. Alright, thankfully none of the enemies hit us. That's something that rarely happens, but if it can, it just resets the platform all the way back to the beginning.
Yo, we got a big boy donation.
Oh? Big old dono? Alright, well,
Yeah.
we'll peep it at the end.
Yeah. We got that 61 doll hairs. Some awesome
Y'all
stuff
saw
right
that?
there.
Y'all saw that HP drop?
In case it wasn't said earlier on, at the end of this run, all of the donations from during this run are going to get read.
Yeah.
Well, we got these awesome chat notifications that tell us exactly when they come in. So we can at least show appreciation in some form of real time.
Oh, he is giving me, like, really bad luck.
And the luck here is just based on what attacks it decides to do and when.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have any long-range capabilities, like, at our disposal. The old route used to get Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore by, like, the end of this, by the end of the last chapter. But optimizations in the route, led us to get it at the end of chapter 14. Also, what's weird is that those wheel enemies, you don't encounter them much, but they giggle. Like, just, you'll hear it out of, like, the corner of your ear, but they giggle, and it's a really creepy one. Alright, well, here comes Gracious and Glorious. Special things about these guys is that they do not give you witch time at all. So if you ever wanted to experience playing the hardest difficulty, which is Non-Stop Infinite Climax, you can fight these guys, and they'll give you the same experience. The only way you can get witch time off of them is if you do a perfect parry with an accessory we don't have. So, unfortunately, we cannot get witch time from these boys at all. Oh, thank God I got that first try.
Neat little skip there.
Yeah, this skips another one of those, like, water fights that we have to do with the Inspired. This makes the chapter go way faster. At least I got that. At least that's a victory. That's a W I can take.
Yeah, the skips involving level geometry in this game are really weird at times.
Yeah, as you'll see in chapter 12.
Yeah, it's because a lot of it is stuff you have to do while you're in midair and have the threat of falling.
Yeah, like, with poor execution, you can do what I was doing back in chapter 6 and just keep hitting the B button before wall jumping, and then you just do the downward... you do the downward kick. So yeah, we got a boss fight, but before that, we actually have a little, mini fight. I'm gonna grab this sword that does absolutely nothing for me. So yeah, this big drink of water is Iasista.
Homie's got necks for days, though.
Yep, so this boss is a little strange. It's just a conglomeration of faces into a giant orb. And it has tentacles, and at the end of those tentacles are faces that we have to damage. And then we attack these pods that control the orbs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask too many questions. I'm watching a game where you suplex dragons and just snap their necks clean off.
You know, I wish we could go back to suplexing dragons. So, I'm gonna intentionally jump in this pit because while it breaks your combo and depletes you of all your magic, it brings you to the platform that the current head you have to attack is on. Usually, whenever you defeat a head, it will attempt to break a couple platforms before deciding to attack you again. So, through this method, it just makes things easier by allowing us to just get right to the point. So, this boss is actually one of the easiest to loop. As long as he doesn't do things that can waste time, like breaking the platform, which can happen, and actually did. Thankfully, get a water break after this. Oh, not yet, not yet, not yet.
You know what? I'm gonna go get some water right now.
Yeah, hydrate, y'all.
I'd like to start a petition to drink the spicy water that's at the bottom of this pit.
No, that'll kill you. It's poisonous.
I want to drink
Actually,
the spicy water.
that's not actually confirmed. It doesn't poison you, and there's no such thing as like a poison status effect.
Yeah, what if it's grape soda?
No,
And, like,
it could be, but I will still not let you kick this. Or, I will still not let you drink this. It's the forbidden grape soda.
Yeah, I mean, is this head thing like a forbidden chimichanga, or...
I guess forbidden mochi ice cream?
I guess so.
In the description for the game, this boss is actually the closest to, the opposite of heaven. Heck. They call it Inferno.
You can call it Florida on stream, it's fine.
No, we already went there. The Forbidden Jawbreaker, yeah, that's what it is. Would you eat a Jawbreaker that looked like that?
What flavor is it?
Pie flavor.
Now there's a reference I haven't heard in a long time.
Wow.
Alright. Good news, we rehydrated. Bad news, I'm almost low on water. And I do not have another water bottle. So I gotta make this count. Is the Jawbreaker free? Then yeah. Sure. When you get to its...
It's a free pie flavored Jawbreaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what flavor is the pie?
Pie flavor.
I am going through it. Existential dread now.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
What flavor is that pie?
It's a pie paradox. It sure is.
Is this
Alright.
like the pie of Theseus problem?
So here comes chapter 12. My favorite.
This chapter is pretty fun to watch as well. He's got some pretty funky skips.
Yeah, so we start this automated section, you know, fall out of a plane, NBD, NBD.
As you do.
Yeah. Grab these claws. And make sure... Alright. At least 2 of them are lined up properly. Alright, there we go. And now, it's essential that I grab this bow, because now I'm going to be performing a out of bounds on the plane. Generally, you're not supposed to be out here.
Yeah, the idea
As you
here is
can
that
tell.
you can... Yeah, the idea out here is that you can manage to get yourself on top of the plane, and the game just lets you run around on here. You're not really supposed to. But the really interesting thing here is that we're going to end up getting into the John fight from here, and you're entering it in a really weird way such that it doesn't formally start the fight, but you're still fighting her. And if
Yeah.
you manage to knock her off of the off of the plane like that, I don't want to say the game gets confused, but you get put in a weird state where after a few seconds here, it just sort of ends. You
Yeah,
win.
so it immediately throws you into phase 2 of the fight, and then after a couple seconds, it just ends.
Hooray for failsafes.
Yep. I'm surprised that actually works.
Yeah, it's just funny seeing like a chain of exploits like there, being able to get on the outside of the plane, getting into the fight the wrong way, and then being able to skip the fight as a result.
Yeah, something that you can't see because I have my inputs hidden, but I'm actually doing a intended gameplay mechanic called dodge offsetting. So if I hold down the combo button and like interrupt it with another action, as long as I'm holding down that button, then I can continue my combo.
hiding your inputs in a speed run. I am for open source inputs, mind you. I will not stand for this tyranny.
Well, if you want, you could pull up to twitch.tv/Rouxls_ and you can watch my inputs live there when I do my runs.
Yeah, I was about to say, where the heck do you think I'm watching right now?
Yeah, so,
Don't forget, for everyone in chat, that is www.twitch.tv/Rouxls. That is ROUXLS_/subscribe.
no. Not that much of a shill.
I mean, I am.
Alright, so now that the chapter's over, you get to deal with the most fun boss fight. I don't think I labeled this correctly in my notes, but I probably should have written this down as a boss we'll be fighting in chapter 16. Cause this guy loves to just dive. There's a part of the fight where he just dives underwater, and he can choose to do that at the drop of a dime.
Like we said earlier, the bosses in this game have a lot of RNG dependence, so you're sort of just hoping that the boss does the thing that you want it to do. And in this case, this boss can choose to just sort of dive repeatedly and not give you a chance to get a lot of damage in.
Yeah, like that attack, like usually it's you attack the two heads on one arm, then you attack the other two heads, and in between attacking the heads, he dives. I was lucky enough to get 3 heads, so we can finish this fight just a little bit sooner. And now we get to meet another new Infernal Demon. This guy is called Phantasmaranier, or better known as Phantom. And if there's any DMC fans in chat, they know who this is. It just looks a little different. Particularly DMC 1.
This is a neat little QTE sequence right here.
Yep, just keep him straight and go into the spider's mouth.
Balls with another ball.
So now that opens up his face mask. Yep, and now he's diving. And it's sad to say there's nothing I can do about this. It's just, it happens, it burns like 25, or no, 20 seconds.
Yeah, and the diving is entirely RNG. It's outside of the runner's control.
Yeah. Each runner on the leaderboard has their own, like, quirks with certain bosses, and this one... Uh-oh. I need to be careful, because, or I needed to be careful because, when he does the munch into the water, that's the only attack he, performs that gives us witch time in this phase. In the first
if you
two
can
phases.
manage... Yeah, if you can manage to get yourself witch time in this, it does make it quite a bit easier because you can get, more of an opportunity to get damage in.
There we go. This fight is incredibly cool. Yeah, it is. I hate it from a speedrunning perspective. And casually a bit, but the music is cool and the setting is nice.
It's very cool to watch.
Yeah, although the water mechanics I would have worked on a bit. They feel a little too slippery sometimes.
I mean, that's how water works, right?
Yep, water's wet. So...
It is?
Yeah, so this final section, I'm gonna be attacking with the sword. And he does this whole section where he blows me away and I have to rush to his face. But if his tentacles are exposed, I can attack him from all the way over here. As long as I don't get hit, then I still retain the lock-on. If I get hit by the tentacles or a missile, then I lose the lock-on capabilities and I have to wait for him to use his tentacles again.
So the game just lets you do a melee hit when you're nowhere near him when the tentacles are active?
Yeah, something I should have explained a little bit earlier when we were doing Fortitudo is that whenever you do one of these fights, these big boss fights against the Cardinal Virtues, they have their own sort of unique mechanic called Climax Mode, which Bayonetta's hair gets all long and wavy, and all of your attacks become climax attacks. So you do big wicked weaves on every hit, and basically it gives you more damage. I use that with air quotes because, you know, there are faster ways to do damage, like the Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore glitch or the Onyx glitch, as long as you have the enemy like with you.
And we'll actually be getting the Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore weapon in this next chapter, right?
Yep. We're gonna go to the shop and we're gonna buy everything we need. So, I mentioned earlier that we were gonna be buying an accessory. That accessory is called Salene's Light, which, if we get hit with magic, like if we have magic and we get hit, oh wait, where am I going? Then, I'm also gonna buy these for marathon safety, in case my health gets a bit too low. I don't wanna have to restart a chapter. Yeah, so I'm buying out the entire shop on all their items, so... And this. Alright, so now, so if I get hit while wearing this and I have full magic or even partial magic, the game will give me Witch Time for free. Alright, so now here comes the most fun section in the game. A big homage to Space Harrier, and I'm actually going to...
I love Space Harrier.
You know what? I do too. It's not a bad section, but I hate that in order to get to, like, the juiciest fight in the game, you have to do this section. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to sit through 7 minutes of this.
Dude, you get to play Space Harrier.
And while this is going, I guess we can say we are raising money for the East Side Riders Bike Club. Actually, I don't have access to followers only chat right now, but if someone can type !charity, you'll get a link to the charity that we are raising money for, and we are $50 away from an incentive coming up here.
Ooh, what's the incentive?
I don't know. Someone just said we have $50 more to go for an incentive.
Oh, does anybody know? Bro, I'm sure you know. So, apparently there's a legend with this stage. If you manage to defeat every single enemy on screen, and I mean every enemy, then supposedly you're awarded 1 million halos, but that's something that really can't be confirmed and or denied because no one's actually that much of a masochist to actually go through these 2 verses by and defeat every single enemy. Oh yeah, by the way, we use our magic can be used for rockets, so I'm gonna be conserving a lot of magic, and I'm gonna be using Red Rose or Bloody Rose lollipops soon for upcoming fights.
And we got an answer that incentive is for a donation match. So,
oh yeah, I forgot. The Gamers EDU, I'm pretty sure, is matching $100 donations, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that only for a limited time?
They were saying that the incentive coming up is for a donation match. So,
okay.
Your money can go that much further.
Heck yeah.
So definitely get those donations in.
I
Alright,
legitimately...
while I'm here, let me also... Yeah,
I feel
so...
like it's over.
Yeah, everyone say goodbye to the Onyx Roses, because now they've been severely outdated by Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore's damage output.
Yeah, it's the same idea for the exploit where you are swapping out the equipment set mid-combo to get the attack speed from one weapon and the power from another weapon. Only now, because we unlocked the Kilgore, it has even more power. So it's basically just a better version.
I'm gonna go back and play Space Harrier again.
Alright, so there we go. Yeah, that wasn't that was not Fortitudo. That was the game has their own, like, each Cardinal Virtue has their own copycat that is weaker and generally is a dumbed down version of all the Cardinal Virtues. Like, they'll only have 1 or 2 attacks that they share, and they'll only do those 1 and 2 attacks. As you saw with back in Chapter 10, we fought Temperance and we fought Fortitude. Yeah, so the Cardinal Virtues are in order. Let me see: Fortitudo, Temperantia, Iacista, and then Sapientia. And then their watered down versions are Prudence, Justice. Actually, I'm doing them in reverse order. It's Fortitude, Temperance, Justice, and Prudence. Yeah, so, there's not too much time left in this run. I would go with Rose Esmond, say about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how things go. I'm leaning more towards, like, another 30 minutes. Just because of, how much time I lost in Chapter 6.
You didn't lose time, you stalled in order to get back on schedule. It was sandbagging.
It was all 100% intentional.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Red Rose Lollipops really come in handy for this entire verse, because they help us just get rid of the enemies so much quicker.
What's the effect that those have?
So the Red Rose Lollipop gives you a big attack boost for, I think, 20 seconds? I know it's like, the attack boost can be insanely powerful, so I think they wanted to limit how much of a buff it actually gives. Or I could be misremembering, and it is actually 30 seconds like all the other Tier 1 Lollipops.
Yeah, and it's also limited by the fact that you can only carry a certain amount of them at one time.
Yeah, like, if you're in the wild, you can, like, if you, like, there's a thing in this game called, like, you can concoct lollipops from the materials we gathered back in Chapter 1. You can have more than, like, what the shop says. So the shop says, like, limit 3. They only limit you 3, like, purchases. But if you have 3 lollipops in your inventory, like, I guess from concocting, then you cannot buy any more. It's just you'd have to concoct the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys suck. I know I said we'd only fight them once, but yeah, I forgot these guys show up here too.
Wow, I can't believe you're a liar.
I know, I'm sorry. Alright, so now here comes Big Boy.
Big.
Yeah, so this is Temperance, not Temperantia.
Why is it always this boss? That is a good question.
Why is it always this boss? Oh yeah, they had to. You have to have a scapegoat boss. Like, hey, what are we gonna throw in this verse? Oh yeah, you know, this guy. And believe it or not, we get to fight him one more time!
Reusing assets, hooray!
Oh yeah, there's Celine's light at work. Yeah, here's the final Jean fight. No, it's not John. It's Jeanne. So, pronounced similarly, but not Jean. Or it's not John, it's Jean.
It's French.
Oh, French.
I speak French. Thankfully, I stopped her from summoning a missile. When she does the little snap in the air, she'll summon a missile, and, like, it'll crash down on you, and usually it interrupts your combo a little bit. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen this in Rayman. Here you ride the missile. Although this ain't Doctor
You do
Strange
not
love
speak
style.
French. Yes, I do. I'm just a little rusty, because, I haven't taken French since, like, what was it? It was, like, my last day of school, like, May 24th?
You speak French about as well as I speak Spanish at this point.
How well do you speak Spanish?
That's a good question.
All right, we have a challenge coming from chat. Commentate for 30 seconds in French.
See, I'm not that good.
Darn.
I'm sorry.
I
think the
still
last thing
remember
I
remember a very, very small amount of French from high school.
Can we phone in Daxon?
Can I phone a friend? This is all of a sudden, what is it? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Pas trop difficile pour moi. It's not difficult for you. Or, it is difficult for you because you did not use the negation. I think. This negation would follow ne, then your verb, then ba. Your conjugated verb, then ba. With some exceptions. I think that should be the tagline for learning French, with some exceptions.
I thought that was English.
English has way worse than that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so something that we only encountered in Chapter 3, that we now have to encounter again, flaming enemies.
What's special about the flaming enemies?
Oh, if you're not using a fire elemental weapon on them, then they hurt you upon contact.
Oh!
Yep. Chapter 3, they only showed up, like, once. But they threw them in again, just to make sure that you didn't forget about them. Yeah, so, we met these guys back in Route 666. These guys, they're not actually Beloveds. They're called Braves. They're a faster variant of Beloveds. Which can actually...
People don't love them.
Yeah, they do not. I don't.
Yeah, that's very brave of you to say.
The reason why they're a step above is because when there's 3 of them, they have the potential to fuse, and then they make a huge, I guess, beloved, but it's called a brave. That is
I've watched
insane.
Power Rangers before. I know how this works. I'm sorry for randomly cutting you off. It's just
It's fine.
internet's weird.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. I forgive you.
I don't forgive me.
The Lucky Thunder enemy. Oh, really? That's cool. From Super Mario Bros. Was it DS? I know he's from that game. Alright, so yeah, we see this guy clip in a little bit and then just vanish. I love him for that. So now it's very important that I damage him. I keep him in this like stun lock phase, because normally he shoots out missiles that I have to either shoot down or dodge. And getting out of this cannon really sucks. It just burns time, so to make things simpler, I'll keep him stun locked. But eventually he'll destroy that cannon, and I have to get right back to it and hope he doesn't launch too many missiles. Yeah, that's why, like, initiating witch time is so slow. Now he's doing my not-so-favorite attack. You have to do a lot of damage to him in order for him to cancel that. Yeah, it was DS. Alright. Yeah, I was right.
You managed to get out of that without him firing off too many missiles.
Oh, yeah. His missiles can be so annoying.
Yeah, they can sort of get you into a loop of having to enter and exit the cannon.
Yeah, I was thinking about using a Yellow Moon Lollipop, but I actually need it for this verse. Because this guy... that verse can go... This verse can go really poorly. Just because of that head slam that he does. That's like one of his 2 attacks that he can perform. The other being like a frontal dash with his face, which actually does give you witch time, but he rarely does that. So I use the Yellow Moon Lollipop because the head slam he does staggers you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he does it 3 times, so each hit will stagger you. Alright, so we're in some sort of weird missile silo. I don't know why this is in a government building. Alright, I'm not...
You don't know why the government would have missiles?
Well, no, I don't know why it would be in just like a corporate building.
Well, you see, when you see a Black Widow spider, yeah, you gotta deal with it somehow.
Yes, via tactical nuke.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only logical option.
Yeah, it's the most rational way.
Yeah.
I mean, generally,
have you ever
aren't
been before?
Black Widow spiders poisonous?
Yes.
Yeah, Black Widows are very poisonous.
Yeah, I found one in my mailbox once, actually.
That's scary. Alright, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, so this golem also got revamped. As you saw, he had a new form, which is called Scorpion. Or rather, not a scorpion, what is it? Centipede. Which is really fast, and it makes it hard to hit him. Alright, so now we're coming up on the end of the chapter. This has just been Angel rehash, basically. We've just been fighting all the cardinal virtues.
Yeah, it's like a big boss gauntlet.
Yep. But thankfully, here's the last one we have to fight. And he's a ginormous pushover compared to Justice.
This one in particular, there's no water this time.
Yep, and now we have to run up the building, because for some reason when he exploded, he made this massive, like, fire that's chasing us.
Well, yeah, it's a load-bearing boss.
Yeah.
You kill the boss and everything starts blowing up.
He ate some like dynamite or something before he came into the fight.
You know, as you do.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he stopped and got a burrito at the local food truck, but that also works.
I mean, do you think there's a local food truck down there?
I mean, probably.
No. Look at it properly. Look down there. Do you think there's just a food truck down there?
I mean, the Waffle House.
I mean...
Alright. So we're coming up on the penultimate final boss. I'll let Derek take it away since I rudely cut him off.
Yeah. So Rouxls, do you want to tell us what you think about Baldur?
Oh, I don't like him at all. He sucks.
Yeah, I want to say specifically, I was given some notes for this run, and the notes for this section, for this entire chapter, actually say, and I quote, die, 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 die. I hate Baldur so much.
Yep, that's the truth. Alright, it's important to swap that out. Alright, so, the reason why I hate Baldur so much is because he can be so stingy with giving out Witch Time. And
that is 13 instances of the word die, by the way.
So, the only attack that actually gives you Witch Time is that one where he did the 3 sword slashes. I really don't want to trigger... Alright, here we go. Now you get to see Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore glitch in its full glory. So I don't want to get... Even though I have Salim's Light, I really don't want to get hit by any of his sword slashes because they heavily stagger me to the point where I don't benefit enough from Witch Time to trigger it.
Yeah. And for the people watching this, in these sections where he's fighting the boss normally, pay attention to the health bar on the boss, and you'll see the Kilgore glitch in action and the effect that has on this boss. It's ridiculous.
Bruh, how could you? You know what? He's not my favorite author.
A 4.0 GPA author.
No, he said SP Baldur was my favorite author.
Yeah, I know.
For those that don't know, that's my Twitter tag. Because that used to be my old username. Alright, so, yeah, this is just Infernal Demon rehash now. Basically, we're just attacking him with all the demons we fought him with, or we fought the other Cardinal Virtues with before, but he's just countering them.
Because he's cool like that.
Yeah, look, he's doing this sick, like, comb with a feather, and then it just disappears.
Because he's cool like that.
You forgot to use conditioner this morning.
You know what? Despite that shaky beginning, this was actually a really good fight, because every time we got out of the QTE section, he immediately went into the attack that gives me Witch Time. Also, I'm navigating this, like, lipstick bullet into his skull.
This is a really cool sequence right here.
Yeah, if I bonked on any of those pieces of glass, it would have, like, knocked the bullet out of alignment. And if I miss it, if I miss his skull, I get a game over. Is there a child in his chest? Oh, so, lore-wise, we brought the child to the tower, and the child ran all the way up to it, and ran into Baldur, and he basically absorbed her? Like, he legit just, like, lifted her up, and then she went into his chest, and then now he had a child in his chest, so basically we beat him up.
Is this how Hideo Kojima got his inspiration for Death Stranding?
Perhaps. Alright, so now we're playing as Jean, because we didn't get to see it because I skipped the cutscene, but Bayonetta actually got abducted by Baldur while she was making sure Cereza was safe. There's a bunch of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff that goes on in the story. I won't spoil it too much, but basically, we basically returned Cereza back to her own time, which changed the course of history. So, now, Bayonetta... we knew from the start about this power called the Eyes of the World. Bayonetta thought this thing was just like a jewel, like a set of jewels, of like priceless gems. But they're actually powers unique to the Umbra Witch, like the Umbra Witches and the Lumen Sages, which are the counterpart to the Umbran Witches.
Good work remembering to jump this time, by the way.
Oh yeah. In my actual PV run, my actual fake PV run, I accidentally didn't press the jump button and I got a game over. Like, if you fall off the rocket, it's a game over. That's why, like, if you don't, like, go through any of these sections fast enough, you just get a game over.
Literally checking Twitter during that bit and forgot to push the jump button.
Yep. So, Derek, would you like to read the notes that I put for this chapter?
Yeah, this is the epilogue, right?
Yeah, epilogue.
Yeah, it says, finish the goddamn game already. Another god must be rejected.
For all you Shin Megami Tensei fans out there, you must reject another god, basically. This is SpaceX footage. Yeah. Yeah, look, we're going up to Elon Musk's head. There it is.
I knew it. Elon Musk really is.
God. No. That's not true.
No, not. He's not God. He just is.
Alright, so this is Jubileus. This is what the Angels were basically going for since the beginning of the game. They were basically just trying to revive the creator, which happens to be Jubileus. Just got these hair things going on. Jubileus is a pretty good fight. At least from my personal experience. So, there's, I think, 5 separate phases to the fight. We just finished phase 1, so now she's gonna teleport us to a new world. And basically we have to go to these heads and break them. In a specific order. Not in a specific order, but for the speedrun route, I go a specific order.
Oh, I thought you just did them randomly, like you rolled a d6.
No. Doing it out of order can definitely throws me out of whack, because I don't know where these heads rest natively.
This just in. Speedrunner does things in a specific order.
Yep. Yeah, so the sword is still our most powerful friend for this fight. Even more so than the Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore glitch. Alright, so now we're gonna go to Alaska.
It's just out of nowhere. It's like, okay, now we're gonna go to Alaska.
Yeah. I mean, if you would prefer Cool Mountain, this can be a Super Mario 64 speedrun in the blink of an eye.
I want to visit Monroe. Let's go to Alaska.
And don't worry, just before we end the game, we take one more trip to Florida.
Yay!
Yeah, so there's a HP threshold that I can't really pass. Like, once I reach it, you'll see I just don't do any damage. Because I have to go through these automated sections. Alright, time to go to Florida!
We do have another big boy donation of $50 right here, so thank you very much. All of the donations coming in throughout the run will be read at the end of the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means we get a match too, so that's double awesome.
Yeah. Anything to help charity.
Yeah. Every dollar counts. So
Yeah.
put you can.
So yeah, as you can see, I attacked all those strands of hair, but I didn't do any damage. Again, I reached the threshold. So once I get up to her face, I'll be able to damage her again. But only by a certain amount. Alright, so now we okay, so I learned from the world record holder that it is actually faster to get hit by this attack. These small spirals turn you into Cereza. Yeah, so we turn into the little girl from earlier. And this is something I didn't know, so hopefully it saves a couple seconds. Uh-oh. Oh wait, no. It's now we can end the fight properly. Also, okay. I guess I'll talk about them really quickly. So these little angels, they don't have their own entry in the compendium, but they're called drones in the World of Bayonetta art book, and they suck. They can give you witch time easy, but they suck. They can just like hit you out of the air. Yeah, see, like that.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. But thankfully, the fight's over now. I can have my victory sip of water.
Yay. Hydrate. Don't
Yep.
forget to hydrate.
Don't forget to hydrate before the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so this humongous drink of water is basically the counterbalance of Jubileus. This is Queen Sheba. He's made of air. Were you expecting something different, Derek?
I mean,
Just how matter of fact that was. She's made of hair.
Alright, so I think we're actually gonna, despite all the failed attempts in Chapter 6, I think we're gonna finish a little under estimate. I'd love to get it under 2 hours, but I know that's not gonna happen. I'm probably predicting like a 2:01. 2:01:20 sounds comfortable.
how much do you think
There you go.
hair
That's your
shampoo?
That's my what, Derek?
that's your time to beat now.
No.
201:20, you said?
Yeah, 20. Yeah. This section is pretty long, but. I hate that there's this video that's been going around on Twitter that's like, what would happen if this happened? What would you do if this happened? It's like an asteroid just crashing into Earth, and it's like, what do you think I would do? So imagine just like the spirit of this like god like figure just crashing into the Earth.
Message from chat. This game is insanely extra.
Yeah, it's a little extra, but you know we like the little extra. All right, so maybe not 2:01:20. Because I forgot about this little section afterward. So we throw her into the sun. Another god
As
rejected.
you do.
Yep, another god rejected. Now we have to break up the stone body that we ran up in the allotted time before it falls to Earth. So we're not done just yet. Uh-oh. Just this little leg part. Alright. That was fine. That was good. Alright.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Alright, actually, you know what? It might be a 2:01.
Now, time is still rolling for this part because there is still a little bit of gameplay that you have to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gameplay goes into the credits.
Yep, so we got 3 fights to do. So I guess while I have a minute, I guess I'd love to just shout out a couple people. Just shout out to my co-commentators, Edel Squirrel and Derek MK. They are terrific people who did this fairly last minute, and I appreciate them every little bit for taking the time out of their day to come and commentate for my little run. Really appreciate it.
No problem, my dude.
Thank you. This game is a fever dream. Yeah, but it's a good fever dream. I'd also like to thank everybody in the Bayonetta speedrunning Discord. They are definitely very helpful, and they are super, super good at helping new runners especially like myself, who went from running on a Switch with a time of 2:15.12 to running on PC with a time of 1:54.20x. Yeah, so the run isn't over just yet because there's still a couple fights in the credits.
2:15 on the first run seems phenomenal for this.
Yeah, but then you compare it to world record, and world record is like 30 plus minutes ahead.
Yeah, but the world record is not a first run.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, first run is the first run. The second and third, fourth runs are the ones where you really start to see where your current level really lies.
Yeah. I'd also like to shout out Ra, who gave me the opportunity to run at this event. At first I was a little hesitant, so I was like, I've never ran at a speed running event before, so I don't know how it'll go, and I don't know if I'll live up to those standards. Like, that is expected of marathon runners, but this was really fun. I had a blast running this, even though I messed up a little bit.
Hey,
Like, despite everything, yeah, it's a marathon, and despite everything, it's still a decent time.
despite everything, Baba is you.
Yep. Alright, so time is coming up, as soon as this fight is over. And time. Well, my numpad isn't working, so
2:01:10-ish.
2:01:10. All right, that's fine. I don't know why my numpad ain't working. Oh no, there we go. I guess 2:01:22.
It was a 2:01:10.
All right, fine.
Well done.
Yep, still underestimate. So, I guess that's really good. Heck yeah. Run was fun, but let's not forget the thing we've fought so hard for. The credit sequence. Oh, sign off now? Alright, there are plenty of good runs coming after mine, and especially tomorrow, so make sure y'all stay in for that, and I hope y'all have a really good rest of the event. I'll definitely be tuning in to watch all the runs, so take care, everybody!